Hello, yogis, and welcome to our Wednesday Connect Restorative Practice. My name is Jill Enticknap, and I am the lead trainer and founder of Yogi Institute, an online yoga school and studio. It is wonderful to have you here. So, for our restorative practice, we always want to bring in props that help us to support the body in each of these postures. So, what I have today is a blanket. Any blanket will do, a towel will do, a mat will do, a bolster, which a bolster can be a firm pillow, a couple pillows, anything that supports the body. I also have a couple blocks. Blocks are always great for our restorative practice. And whenever you come in for a restorative yoga class, you always want to make sure that you have everything that you need in order to support the body into these postures. That's what the restorative practice is all about. It's about slowing down and creating intentional release and relaxation in the body. So we're going to start our practice today in a supported child's pose. So you may want to bring a blanket across the base of your mat for some extra comfort for your knees and your shins. And then grab your bolster and place that out in front of you. You can bring your big toes to touch, your knees come out as wide as feels comfortable in your body today. And then start to allow your body to come down onto the bolster, tucking the bolster in as close as you need to in order to support the upper body. Your elbows can be bent and hands can be resting down by your side. You can start with the right or left ear down on the bolster or the pillow. I invite you here to close down your eyes and feel into the support beneath you, just allowing your body to arrive to your practice, to feel into the groundedness and start to slow down the mind. That's what today's focus is slowing the mind, centering the mind. And what's so interesting about our restorative practice is that sometimes when we come into stillness, the mind can get busier. So throughout today's practice, I encourage you to do a couple things. First, observe where your mind takes you. Not becoming attached to the thoughts or the feelings or anything that comes through the mind, but just allowing yourself to become the observer. And then I also encourage you to choose a focal point. So that focal point can be the breath. That focal point can be a particular experience, a particular situation, a particular relationship. It can also be a word that draws you back in, like calm, peace, stillness. Finding something that supports you in getting still and centered in the mind. Now, this may be challenging because maybe you have a busy mind. Maybe you have a lot going on right now. I know that I do. And when I choose that focal point, when I choose to center my mind, it is a conscious choice. It doesn't just happen. I have to be intentional with focusing the mind and slowing the mind. Let's start to become aware of the breath and use the breath as a tool to help ourselves to center and still. Feel your inhale expand and feel your exhale release. And really feel into that feeling in the body of the breath. Focus on feeling the body expand with your inhale and release with your exhale. As we focus on the breath, we center the mind, we slow the mind. Closing down the eyes can be very helpful in centering the mind. Let's switch to the opposite ear down on the mat. So we're looking in the opposite direction. Helping to balance out our neck. And as you change to the other side, come back to your breath awareness. Feel the breath expand within the body and feel it release. Maybe you notice that as we're here in this supported pose, the body asks for some shifts or adjustments. Maybe it allows you to sink a little bit deeper into the posture. That's what time and stillness creates the space for that sinking in, slowing down. Feel the breath expand within the body and feel it release. Feel the breath expand and feel it release. Focusing the mind on the breath. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. Bring your head back through center. Hands come underneath the shoulders, pressing the upper body up. And let's take that bolster and bring it across the midsection of your mat. The blanket can stay where it is. And we're going to bring our belly down onto the bolster or the blanket or the towel or the pillow, coming all the way down. Let the belly rest. Stack the palms on top of one another and let the head rest into the palms. Letting the chest sink toward the floor. Elbows can be out nice and wide. And let's come back into the breath awareness and feel the belly press into the mat on the inhale. And feel into the release of the exhale. Let your mind center into the sensations that the breath creates in the body. Feel into the chest expanding. Maybe you feel the floor press away. Maybe you feel the pillow or the blanket press away. If at any time you need to shift and adjust your props, feel free to do so. Maybe you choose a different word to focus on. A word that's been coming up for me lately is surrender. And we can bring this surrender into our practice as we allow the body to surrender with the exhale. Let's take a few more deep breaths here. Send the breath into the belly. Feel it expand into the bolster. And surrender, release. And again, big breath in, full breath out. One more big breath in, full breath out. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Press your upper body up, all the way up. Let's sink the hips back toward the heels for a moment, letting the hands rest on the bolster. Let the head rest down. Take a couple deep breaths, breathing into the shoulders and the upper back. Knees can be together or apart, finding what feels right for you, opening up through the shoulders, letting the chest sink, letting the shoulders open. Start to press the upper body all the way up. You can sit your hips back onto your heels. Let's do some shoulder rolls. Inhale the shoulders up and exhale them down. Inhale up and exhale down. One more. Inhale up and exhale down. Let's draw the hands behind you. Draw the shoulder blades together, opening up through the chest. Press the chest forward. Take a couple deep breaths, breathing, feeling that chest expand. And let your hands come down. Let's take a moment to fold up our blanket. Bringing the blanket to the back of your mat. Taking that bolster, resting it on top of the blanket, you're creating a little bit of a lean with that bolster. Grab both of your blocks. Back the tailbone up to the bolster. Blocks come wide. Soles of the feet come together. First, let's find our butterfly seated. Bring your hands onto your feet and take a moment to just give a little self-massage into the arches of the feet. Trust that you know what you're doing here. A little bit of self-massage goes a long way. And And we're going to lean back into our butterfly. Make sure those knees are nice and supported. You can use a blanket, your blocks, pillows, whatever feels supportive. And then start to lean yourself back onto your bolster, letting your hands come down by your side. And let's come back to that breath awareness as we allow the shoulders to fall back and down. Come back to your breath. Feel the chest rise and fall with the breath. Centering and slowing the mind. Allowing the thoughts to pass by. And maybe focusing the thoughts on something particular. Peace, calm, stillness. Something that I find helpful when I'm in my restorative practice is to repeat the word release in my mind, releasing within the body, releasing thoughts, releasing any emotions that might come up. Allowing and creating the space to let go, to relax. Flip your palms, palm facing down, slowly, gently press your upper body up. Use your hands to guide your knees back together. Plant your feet on the floor. Plant your hands behind you, slightly lean back, and let's shift the knees from side to side, windshield wipering out the knees, being really gentle. Press yourself back forward. Let's take our blocks out in front of us. And then take your bolster and place it on top of your blocks and let your knees rest onto your bolster. You may want to take your blanket and shift it slightly back behind you so that your neck is nice and supported. As you come down, maybe shimmy yourself a little bit more forward, making sure that the knees are nice and supported, slightly elevated. And as we come into this pose, I invite you to bring one hand onto your heart, one hand onto your belly, letting the shoulders roll back. Close down your eyes and feel into the rhythm of the breath. Feel the chest rise, feel the belly rise, and feel it fall and release. Continuously giving the body permission to relax. Continuously allowing thoughts to flow through the mind. And know that within our yoga practice, whatever you feel along the way is absolutely okay. There's a saying, what you resist persists. And so as you try and push away feelings, push away thoughts, push away tension, quite often that continues. What you resist persists. So just creating the practice of allowing and letting go. Come back to your breath. Feel the chest rise, feel the belly rise, and feel it fall. Releasing any tension in the face, in the jaw, in the shoulders. Let go, let go, let go. From here, leaving the left leg rested on the bolster, let's draw the right knee in toward the chest and wrap the hands around the knee. Take a moment to roll out the ankle on that right foot. Hand comes onto the knee. Let's do some circles out to the right. Send that right leg up Reach for the back of the right leg if you can. Take another moment to roll out that ankle. Maybe you can draw the leg in a little bit more, creating a nice, juicy stretch through the back of the right leg. Let's let the right leg come down back onto the bolster. Take a moment to square off your hips and then draw the left knee in. Wrap your hand around that knee if that's accessible and roll out the left ankle. Bring your left hand to your left knee. Let's do some circles out wide with that knee. And then extend it up, maybe reaching for the back of that leg, rolling out the left ankle. Maybe you draw that leg in a little bit more, creating a nice stretch through the back line of the left leg. Let that leg come back down. Take a moment, square off the hips. Draw both knees into the chest together. Gently rock right and left. And press yourself up. We're going to remove the bolster, the blocks, and come down into our final resting pose. Maybe you leave the blanket behind your head for that support in the neck. Finding your final resting pose. Hands can come down by your side. I encourage you here to close down your eyes. If it feels better for you to bring one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the heart, maybe it feels better to let the hands cactus out or come overhead. Just finding that nice, still pose in your body. Stilling and slowing the body, centering the mind. Come back to your breath. Feel the inhale, expand. And the exhale, release. With each exhale, maybe you can let go a little bit more, a little bit more. Surrendering into the floor. When the mind wanders, draw your awareness back to your breath. Let's take 3 more rounds, a full, complete breath, taking in as much air as you can. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. 2 more. Last one. Ah. Draw your knees into your chest once again. Wrap your hands around your knees, gently rock from side to side. You can reach for the back of the legs or press yourself up. And let's complete today's practice in an easy seat, rounding down into the sit bones. Get nice and tall through the crown of the head. Let's press our palms together and tuck our chin to our chest. Taking one more moment to center our mind before our day takes us wherever it takes us. Taking a moment to be grateful for this restorative practice, for this time on our mats, knowing that as we slow down and center our mind, we benefit our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Know that you can come back to this practice anytime you feel the need or the desire to slow down the body and the mind. Thank you for being here, for sharing in this practice, for allowing me to share this practice with you. The light, the love, the wisdom in me sees, honors, reflects, and encourages the light, the love, the wisdom in you. Namaste. I hope to see you again on your mats very, very soon. And until then, may your light be your guide.